In his first address to the United Nations General Assembly, Cuban President Raul Castro got a clear signal his words struck a positive chord with those in attendance. As expected, the thaw in relations between the United States and Cuba dominated his 15 minutes at the podium. The U.S. flag is now flying over the American embassy in Havana. Cuba reopened its embassy in Washington, D.C. as well. But President Castro used this opportunity to try to hash out long-running problems that are holding up full normalization of relations.
Ahora se inicia un largo y complejo proceso.
This can only be achieved with the end of the economic, commercial, and financial blockade against Cuba. The return of the territory illegally occupied by the Guantanamo naval base, the sensationalism of radio TV broadcasts, and destabilizing programs against the island.
Destabilizing aside, Cuba says the 54-year-old embargo has cost the island nation more than $800 billion. The Obama administration began working with Cuba to restore relations back in December and has said improving ties will benefit both countries. President Obama has said the U.S. policy over the last 50 years failed to improve the quality of lives of the Cuban people. He says, make no mistake, the two nations still have serious issues.
For 50 years, the United States pursued a Cuba policy that failed to improve the lives of the Cuban people. We changed that. We continue to have differences with the Cuban government. We will continue to stand up for human rights, but we address these issues through diplomatic relations and increased commerce and people-to-people ties. As these contacts yield progress, I'm confident that our Congress will inevitably lift an embargo that should not be in place anymore.
The remarks from the two presidents underscore just how much work needs to be done before achieving full diplomatic, economic, and cultural exchange. Obama and Castro are slated to meet Tuesday in New York, and no doubt will discuss the ongoing crisis in Syria, where the two nations will have difficulty finding any common ground.
We reiterate our confidence that the Syrian people are capable of resolving their disputes by themselves, and we demand the end of external interference in that country.
Castro also made it clear that Cuba doesn't want to be lectured about human rights. In his speech, he pointed out nearly 800 million people around the world don't get enough to eat every day. Almost the same amount are unable to read or write, and nearly 17,000 children die every day of curable diseases. Sean Caleb, CCTV in Washington.